Hey guys, today I want to show you a really cool video that Serhayan uploaded to his YouTube channel, and this is how the swarm was made. This gives you a great insight onto how League of Legends modes are made, and there is just so much technical stuff in it that we don't usually have, like a designer cheat menu for example, that I'll be able to show you that I really wish we had in Practice Tool. Who is Serhayan? Well, he is the creator of Swarm. He was the designer, it was his idea. And later on it got picked up by Riot and eventually had a team working on it. But this, what you can see here, is the first working build that he did in August 2022. So Serhayan was most known and is most known as a VFX artist. He did so many skins. I mean, look at his portfolio or look at this list. It's actually insane the amount of effects he actually worked on in League of Legends. But then he saw Necrid's video how Necrid was unhappy about not having enough game modes, and this was one of the common complaints from Necrid or me, that we just don't have game modes, and he thought he would work on it in his free time. So this is really interesting. He was just doing Swarm in his free time. Here we can see his early development, the very first prototype, adding first XP drops, adding items, adding music to the game. So this was done in August, September 2022. And as you can see here, originally the movement was normal, just like in Summoner's Rift, there is no WSAD. So Serhayan wanted to help and save the community by making a game mode that he really enjoyed, because he was and is a fan of Vampire Survivors, so he thought of trying to do this in League of Legends realms, and kudos to him. Here we can see some of the first hazards that he tried. This is just about a week from the first prototype that we saw, so here we can already see addition of a new map. You can see that the monsters that are here are all the units from Summoner's Rift. This was how it originally was done, but obviously they needed to change it because that would be too heavy for your PC, so eventually they created dedicated units just for Swarm. So here we can see new enemies, changes to map and minimap to be more functional. This was already done in 2023. I mean, this version even looks pretty cool. I wouldn't mind playing Ezreal in a place like this. Here we can see the very first boss, so we're talking about January 2023. The Rift Herald is spawning because, of course, using the assets from Summoner's Rift. I really love his name all over the map. I kinda wish they kept this name somewhere, or maybe they did, but I've never found it. And here we're reaching the part 2, the new prototype, and already named Project Strawberry. So in May 2023, this is in the new prototype that the WSAD movement was developed. And when playing Swarm, I actually really like WSAD, and it takes me only like 10 seconds to realize I'm not playing Summoner's Rift, so it's not that hard to swap. And I think moving with WSAD, at least when you don't have very high ping, because then you are stuttering, when you have like over 100 ping, is really convenient. So I feel like the WSAD movement is pretty good and could be used for some of the future game modes. So I know that a lot of people were skeptical about it at first, but then when they started playing, I didn't hear that many complaints about it anymore. Here we can see Serhayan testing Veigar in this mode. I would be pretty cool to actually see some other champions in modes like this, but I think if Swarm does well, and as far as I know, Riot was happy with how Swarm landed and how people were playing it, this could be slightly hopeful for our future when it comes to game modes. Riot has finally realized how important game modes are to League of Legends, so hopefully they stick to it. They have a dedicated team of around, I don't know, 15-20 people that work on it right now, so it would be really cool if they keep making a lot of interesting game modes. Here we can see the designer cheat menu, and oh my god, this is my wet dream. I wish so much to actually have something like this in Practice Tool. This is a dream, but I guess without being hired at Riot it might be difficult. Currently in June 2023, now July. Here we can see Jinx autocasting things without moving. Then added a special event for Z Shadows. Oh my god, this looks like my horror. I don't like playing versus Z, but playing versus so many Zs and running away from them. If you are a poke mage champion, you might have some PTSD like me from playing Z a few years ago. So we're already in December, so the end of 2023, and Leona being tested. And then the final rebuild, the Anima Squad theme. So this is where Riot started taking this seriously. Early 2024, basically they have a dedicated team working on this game mode now. At first, Riot wasn't really wanted to pick up this idea, but eventually with a new prototype, Serhayan was able to convince Riot to work on it, I think with the help of August as well. So we can thank those two for the fight they did for this game mode. Here we can see a new map, new enemies, and now we can really see that it's coming together, you know? We can see new things keep being tested, like added new mini boss and ragers. Basically the science smacking you is hilarious. I kinda wish they had this in the game. So here we can the Orgot that's doing the laser thingy. It's pretty similar to the Orgot that was eventually added, but he keeps firing orbs instead of lasers. In February 2024, looks like Jinx got buffed. I think they kinda nerfed her later on, because at release when I played Jinx, she felt like one of the worst champions on PBE and in LA when we had the chance to play her. As we can see now, ever since the beginning of 2024, the development really started speeding up. I mean, when you have a dedicated team to do a game mode, I think that helps, so I'm not really surprised by it, but you can see that it starts to look like a proper game mode. Here you can see that you can buy with gold your augments pretty much, so that is how it was tested. There is some UI changes. This is how it actually started to look like when you level up, you get your XP, so pretty much the augment system from TFT. I love this invulnerability car, glowing like a rainbow. You can also see the interface of the developer. So in the late April 2024, this was the first pass of Aatrox boss. This is fighting the Belvet, all at the end of April 2024. And it was honestly great to be able to play it so early. And I'm really happy I was able to have a few conversations with Serhayan. He is such a dedicated person to League of Legends, and he did so many effects and so many upgrades to the game, even in his free time. So, I mean, this whole thing, the Swarm, started as his own project in his free time. So, without him, and without him doing this, we probably wouldn't have it. Oh, and this is the first iteration of the worst event in Swarm, the Beach Ball. I swear, Beach Ball is so hard to do. When you get Swarm, when Naafiri pushes you, when everyone pushes you. Beach Ball event is some PTSD territory. So stuff like cinematic bars or being chained to the pillar were actually added at the end of May. And not more than 2 weeks after this, I actually got to play this game mode already. So it's pretty crazy how fast the development can be when you have a proper team. Because remember, for years, there wasn't such team. I think this is pretty hopeful for the future. So this is how the development of Swarm looked like. I mean, thank you so much to Serhayan for actually doing this and saving our game modes in League of Legends. And then Riot to finally pick it up, and all the other people that worked on Swarm. So big thanks to you guys, you did an amazing job. And this video is just such a nice depth insight into the game. So hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to watch Serhayan video on his channel. I'm gonna drop it in the link in the description. Thank you guys for watching. Have a nice day.